In today's video, guys, we are going to make the impossible happen. Iron Man meet Wolverine, meet Doom, and both the Shadow and Ghost Henchmen for the first ever time on YouTube. All 5 bosses are going to meet. This is going to be incredible. Don't forget to smash that like on today's video. Let's try and get to 25,000 likes if you would like to see round 2. Just like this guy right here, smash that like. Okay, so moving on to the plan. First off, we had to get Iron Man over to Lazy, as well as Doom, and after hours and hours of coordination and planning, we figured out how we could get all 3 of these to meet. Now it's time to break Fortnite history. This is going to be incredible, guys. Stay tuned. So here is where we start. We searched for llamas. We had 10 people in total, gather as many impulses as possible. We had a good amount. We trapped and boxed up Iron Man, ready for this, and it begun. Doom footage right now. So Doom, in my opinion, from what we experienced, took about 3 hours to get from Doom's domain all the way over to the actual Lazy location where the henchmen are. Now to do this, it took so long and required so many impulses, it was ridiculous, and we had about 4 attempts at this, so a lot of time has been spent attempting the video and editing the video, so thank you everyone considering to support the channel. Don't forget to smash that subscribe, guys. We're trying to get to 100,000 subscribers before Christmas. It's a huge goal, but it is possible and only you can make it happen. So let's try that. Eventually, we got Doom over to Lazy, and unfortunately, we had so many errors with these impulses. Look at this awful throw from me. So many of these happened, and it happened so many times. For those that are going to comment, this is fake. It's not. By the way, guys, you can set the henchman names in Battle Labs. Here's the setting. Now it was Iron Man time. Shout out to the team on my Discord, the post box that helped out with this. You guys are absolutely awesome, and you managed to make Iron Man there so quickly. It was insane how quickly they got Iron Man there. Their impulses were perfect. On Doom's side, eventually we got him there after about 3 hours, and we ended up putting him inside of this crazy box here because there was actually something that was really awesome about this box. So I've respawned in, I'm back over at the area. We've got Iron Man trapped over there in that castle fort as well. So he got here about 2 hours ago on the timer, and Doom actually got here right at the very end. We ain't got long left in this Battle Labs game. So the plan we had was to move Iron Man in this kind of bouncer fort that we built, and Doom, because when they're bouncing, they don't actually target each other. So what we did is we placed Iron Man on that left side in his castle, Doom on this side here, and then we had one of my subscribers, Microwave, head over to Wolverine, go and collect him in a mobile and loop him round and round in circles until the time was right where we could lead in the Shadow and Ghost Henchmen into this massive arena to see what would happen if they meet. So in this section here, you can see we've got our bounce pad thing, and we needed to finish off and build this all up. This was quite a bit of a challenge because we were very short on bounce pads at this point, and for some random reason, the gnomes blessed us with 2 bounce pads to actually finish this off. I have no idea how this happened and how no one could see these bounce pads, but randomly there were just 2 bounce pads right here, and it saved us. Without these bounce pads, this would have not been possible. This took so many times to count the amount of resources that we needed for this, and the attempt for this is so hard. It's almost impossible to redo it, but I think it will be possible with a lot of time and coordination. So if you guys want to go and support the channel further, it would mean the world to me if you could go and enter code PostboxPat into the item shop. It is the best way to support the channel. Thank you everyone considering to do that. Code PostboxPat, enter it in. Here's a few shout outs for those choosing to support me in the shop. If you'd like a shout out, head over to my Discord or Twitter and let me know if you're using code PostboxPat. Much love and respect. Now with our plan set in stone, we were ready to go and everything was perfect. We had Wolverine looping around over there. We also had Iron Man boxed up in his little fort, as well as Dr. Doom, and it was time to move Iron Man along. Now the pipework which we created was very unreliable. All it had was bounce pads, and at any moment Iron Man could start blasting us if he wanted to. But luckily enough, luck was on our side today, and we managed to get them to move slowly. It took a while, but Iron Man just kept going backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards. You can see him right here. He's absolutely crazy, just bouncing and bouncing and bouncing and bouncing. I don't want to go too close to him because we don't want to trigger him, but you can definitely see he's in there. He's moving along slowly. We've got Doom boxed up separately. Therefore, technically, they would never be in the same box together because we don't want Iron Man and Doom to have a battle inside the boxes. We want them to meet Shadow and Ghost and Wolverine and see what's going to happen. So there we can see our contraption which we've created where our bounce pads lead to Shadow and Ghost when they're dancing inside of the house. It's perfectly built. Everything is ready to go. They are in a perfect position. I cannot wait to see how this all turns out. But what we've got to do next is get Doom and Iron Man closer to the Shadow Henchmen. So what we're going to do is we're going to move them a little bit closer as Wolverine is still looping around over there with a startmobile so we don't run out of fuel. We've now got to move Doom and Iron Man, and you can see what we're going to do is we're going to do them one by one. We're going to move Doom first. We're going to move him along this pipe here, closer to the Shadow and Ghost Henchmen. We've got to get them closer, because if we don't get them close enough, everything could fail. So here goes Doom, here goes nothing. This is really intense right now. We've got to try and get him through this pipe. If something goes wrong, the whole thing could actually fail. So skipping forward a little bit, you can see after about 5 or so minutes of Doom bouncing backwards and forwards, no idea why he just keeps bouncing backwards and forwards. He's been doing this for a while, but eventually we got Doom to get in the perfect position, and then we can place that wall to stop him from bouncing backwards and forwards. It's crazy to think that he just keeps going left to right, left to right. I have no idea what he's doing on them bounce pads. He just kind of just bounces and just see where he goes. He doesn't actually have a goal, but we've managed to move him along just enough. Oh, come on, we're almost there. Let's just get that wall on Doom. Come on, man, come on. You can see a little replay of Doom's whole journey here in the bottom right. He's decided to go back down the pipe again. Come on, Doom. Get down there where Yorkie is, and we'll get that wall straight down. So Yorkie's done a really good job here. Credit to Yorkie and Crytek, by the way, for grabbing some of the replay footage. My replay didn't save for this, unfortunately, so that just happens sometimes when you are inside of Battle Labs. So yeah, that was pretty successful. Now we've got to move Iron Man. I've got a little bit of a replay of it just to speed it up. You can see Iron Man himself is kind of nice. He's really easy to move most of the time. He sometimes randomly does break out. When them question marks do appear above his head, that's his chance to break out. But we managed to get him there, and he's right next door to Doom, ready for everything. So at this point, the car had actually broken, and now we'd had to kind of go on foot to distract Wolverine. And we were ready. It was time. I decided now was the time to bring Wolverine in, and here we go. Ghost and Shadow are inside. Wolverine is on his way. Everything is perfect right now. What is Wolverine doing on the hill? We've got to get him down. We're perfect. Ghost and Shadow are in a good position. Wolverine is ready. Let's try and get his attention by hitting near him, but not actually hitting him. Okay, Wolverine is following us. We are ready to see what is about to go down when all of these meet. This is it, guys. The most intense moment. We've got Iron Man here. We've got Doom here. We've jumped into the replay thanks to Yorkie, and you can see this is going to be the fight that we've got going down. I've got Wolverine up here, as we saw before. I'm going to run in Wolverine here where the henchmen are, as well as Yorkie and Crytek are about to release the henchmen from their locked zone. You can see we've got the walls ready to go as we release them from their pipe, where they are going to go into the battle and meet the Ghost and Shadow henchmen, who are just walking away right now. But for some reason, Doom has decided he wants to stick in this corner and use his big ball, and Iron Man's not happy at all. He is absolutely fuming as well. He is trying to beam Doom inside of these boxes. I have no idea what's going on right now, but we're gonna have to try and get these out of here. Ghost and Shadow henchmen do not care at all what Doom is doing or what Iron Man's doing. They're just happy to be dancing away around the swimming pool over at Lazy. So right now we've got to get these out of here, and it's working all right. You can see Doom is eventually going to break his way out. The metal structure behind him is on low HP, so he's going to get out of here, and this is going to give us an opportunity for them all to meet. As this is going on, we're bringing Wolverine in, and we've got him ready to go. So Doom is lowered down into the lower floor, which is the car park area, and now Iron Man is out as well. We've just managed to separate them just enough to get them out. So we've blocked up Iron Man here, and we've got Doom ready to go. Now, unfortunately, the replay did switch over here. We're jumping back into my footage because we don't have the replay for that bit over there. We can see that Wolverine is right here. We've also got the henchmen. They are fighting it out right now, and Doom has come up from the basement, and he's over here trying to run back to Doom's domain. He does not care at all about the Ghost and Shadow henchmen. He wants to get out of here, but Wolverine is having none of it. Wolverine has decided that he wants to take out Dr. Doom. He's taking down the staircase. Wait a second. What's that Shadow henchman doing? He's trying to free Doom. Is he trying to let Doom go back to Doom's domain? We couldn't let that happen, so we had to keep reinforcing the wall, and Wolverine's jumping straight in. He goes for a double hit on Doom here. Wolverine eliminates Doom. Wow. And now Wolverine is just attacking someone that's DC'd because the lag was crazy at this point. Shadow henchman eventually breaks the wall, and now are they teaming? What's going on right here? I wonder if they're teaming. We'll have to wait and see if any of the other bosses do appear in a second. We've still got Iron Man, who's about to come out any second. Apologies about the sound. We seem to have broken the sound. This is because we just didn't know which audio of the bosses to play, hence why I've got like cool background music. So at this point now, Iron Man is just on his way out. He looks like he's being interfered with the Ghost henchman. So Iron Man's having a little bit of an appearance with him. You can see now Wolverine and this Shadow one are now having a little bit of a combat here. Again, Wolverine is doing his usual act. He doesn't really know who the henchmen are. They aren't fully programmed as bosses. So this henchman is getting the full advantage, and he's now dealing good damage to Wolverine. But at this point, it was Iron Man's time to find his way out. So after a little bit of time of Iron Man kind of continuing to rotate around the Ghost Henchman, we actually start to see that Iron Man is on his way. And we actually had to use a few impulses. You can just see him inside there. He's looking for that Ghost Henchman. He's trying to ping him. He's not exactly hitting him. And now the Ghost one is over there. He's like, nope, we're going to leave that Ghost Henchman. I completely ping him. The Henchman's confused. He doesn't know what's going on right now. And now, for some reason, Iron Man's chilling on the other side of the pool, aiming at us. The Henchman is now had enough. He decides to start targeting us. It looks like Iron Man has teamed with the Henchman, which is really, really interesting, because we can see we've got the Shadow Henchman here fighting a completely still Wolverine. No idea what's going on here. It's like they're completely chilling. And while we are getting Iron Man over slowly with our impulses, we can see that this Henchman is dealing okay damage to Wolverine. Not too much. He's just kind of chilling. No idea why he just doesn't fight back with that Henchman in that situation. But we now have Iron Man. We have the Ghost Henchman. It was time to get that impulse in and get that Iron Man across. He was not happy about what we have trapped him in. For some reason, he decided he wanted to destroy that. He's now looking around for us. You know, this is the only problem when we get these bosses to meet. They do want to target us over the other NPCs. That is the hardest part about this, because we've got to be in the area, otherwise the replay won't save. So you can see here, we're going in. We've got Wolverine and Iron Man about to battle it out, and it looks like Wolverine is teaming with the Shadow Henchman to take out Iron Man. This is a perfect opportunity for them to do as much damage as possible. Could this be the first time ever where Iron Man eliminates the Wolverine boss? Possibly. So right now, Iron Man is firing his huge beam at Wolverine, getting some good damage on him. Wolverine has to be on low HP. We can see that he's slowly regenerating. Oh no, Wolverine is about to go full rage mode. Who's he going to go for? It's Iron Man he targets. He's going in at full speed at Iron Man. He's getting some awesome hits off at the Iron Man boss, and Wolverine is taking advantage right here, regaining his health right now. That Shadow Henchman just can't help Iron Man enough in that situation. And now again, Wolverine is completely chilling, regenerating his health, as the Shadow Henchman does slowly begin to take him out. So at this point in the battle, we can now see that we've got Ghost and Shadow completely chilling. These aren't us as Mystique, otherwise we'd lose the skin. For those thinking that possibly we might have fixed this, it's not fixed. We spent 12 hours coordinating and putting this together, but right now you can see that Wolverine is completely chilling. Shadow is taking him out, but for some reason, something real strange happens right here. I did not expect this to happen. The Ghost Henchman starts getting involved with the action, but he actually doesn't decide to team with the Shadow Henchman. The Shadow Henchman decides that, you know what, he's going to take out Ghost, and Ghost is now protecting Wolverine in this situation. I did not expect this outcome, but you can see now the Ghost Henchman is protecting Wolverine, and he's trying to eliminate his Shadow Henchman. What a surprise right here. This was a strange outcome in this situation. And you can see now these two are battling out, and Wolverine jumps back in for the action. Somehow he has been triggered by that Ghost Henchman to start teaming up with him and taking on the Shadow Henchman. So another really strange outcome in this battle, where they do decide to team, and Wolverine is doing probably 0 damage on these henchmen because of the glitch, but you can see it's absolutely crazy to see this battle is going on. And now he's stopped, and there you have it. Ghost then takes on Wolverine, and that looks like where the battle ends. So after spending so long on it, we decided that we couldn't just let Wolverine run off back to his base over at the woods. Technically he would have. If we left it right here, the outcome would have been Wolverine runs off and Ghost Henchman survives. But we did actually manage to get both of them back into the arena just to see what would happen if them two meet on their own, because they did team before. I wanted to see what would happen between these two. So right now we're going to see that here. Now we have Wolverine fighting the Ghost Henchman. If for some random reason you've skipped on this video, wind it back, guys. You're going to miss part of the fight, and this is the end situation, so you would have missed part of the outcome. So do wind back, guys. You don't want to miss it. All right, you can see here, this is the most intense moment because this is the final two bosses standing. We have a lot of glitches in the replay, but my favorite part is when Wolverine actually goes down here, because now he's got to figure out how to get over to the Ghost Henchman, and he just can't figure it out. He's trying all sorts of different things. He's going up, he's going down, and he actually manages to go up and over, and the Henchman decides to just drop in anyway. Found it quite funny, that bit. You can see these two are battling it out. Someone that's created a few of these boss videos. If you do enjoy this sort of stuff, smash that subscribe and notification bell, and let's try and hit 25,000 likes on today's video if you guys would like to see part 2 of this, where they all meet and we make them all battle. It's going to be incredible. Smash that like if you'd like to see that. But here's the final outcome. I decided this was going on for far too long. The game only had about 3 minutes left until the storm was actually going to close. We'd already been in the battle lab for over almost 4 hours. It was time to finish it off. We already know what the outcome is going to be. Unfortunately, Wolverine cannot deal damage to the henchman, so I personally decided to try my best to snipe Wolverine and not hit that ghost henchman. The ghost henchman deserved the W. He'd teamed with the right characters, been in the right place at the right time, and managed to survive all of the bosses. There goes my snipe, and we get the shot off at Wolverine. It is perfect. But wait a second, please don't eliminate the ghost henchman. NANI? There you have it. Before I could say it, my team did eliminate the henchman. Crazy stuff. If you made it right to the end of the video, comment down below lazy, because that's the spot we had to head to, and without that being the spot, this video would have not been possible. Thank you so much for watching right to the end, guys. Much love and respect. If you want to stay tuned for more content here, smash that subscribe, and don't forget to go and support me further in the item shop with code PostboxPat. Once again, this is PostboxPat signing out.